So, you're here because you're a... what did you call it again? An urban explorer? There's a certain hubris involved in that hobby, isn't there, Samantha? Some lofty assumption that the world somehow owes you and you alone its secret. What does that make you here, then, in this graveyard? A tourist of human misery? And that special creed of yours? Take nothing but photographs, leave nothing but footprints. You'll be leaving more behind than footprints before this is all over, I think. But I suppose if it's human misery that you've come looking for, you'll find Summerford more than accommodating.
When the plant reactor exploded, people were ordered into their homes. I don't think they expected an infectious disease back then, but radioactive fallout wasn't any more appealing. News reports said that people got stuck on the island after the accident, but they never mentioned military checkpoints stopping people from leaving. It's been hastily put up due to some sort of demonstration in the village. Not going to be able to continue this way for the time being. I remember being fascinated by these things. My mum used to tell me that the mushrooms were used as dinner tables for the fairies. This reminds me of the camps I used to make with my brother, although ours were never this good. locked. Judging by the water spinny wheel on the side of this building, it was probably a mill. Looks like these are deliveries that get sent somewhere across the water. There's a lot of smaller islands around here. It would be suicide trying to get off the island with this. I could probably still use it. Not very helpful if there's no water though. A monument to Summerford's coal mining past, along with various tools. They're all glued down. There's a map of the park here. Apparently, you used to be able to visit another area nearby by boat. There's also a long explanation about bird migrations. This view was probably a lot more scenic when there was water in this river. Now it's just a ton of mud and a shopping trolley. I used to love these rope swings, but my parents thought they were dangerous. Ironically, this is probably the safest thing in this village. Directions for some sort of nature trail. I always found exploring abandoned places more exciting than forests, personally. Someone was obviously in a hurry. It's a notice board for the Summer Country Park. Weird seeing all these old cars. The accident happened in 1986, but I don't think many people out here drove cars made in that decade.
Typically, there's not been a single word from head office on what I'm supposed to do with all this bleeding post that's piled up in the last week. Quick to overwork and underpay you when it's convenient for them, and when you need to hear back, phone just rings out. Look, I'm sure people can do without their utility bills and birthday cards given the situation, but you learn things about people in this job, and I know for a fact that some of these letters have prescription medication in them. We've been told not to leave our houses due to the smoke from the fires. But I was in the bloody war. A little bit of smoke isn't going to kill me. Cynthia has been feeling a bit under the weather recently anyway. So while I'm in the village, I might try and see if I can get Stephen to open up the pharmacy.
A family's worth of suitcases and bags. Looks like whoever packed them did so in a hurry, and left them here to rot. I'd play a wonderful rendition of Moonlight Sonata if I wasn't so worried about attracting those things outside. A few broken snow globes from European holiday destinations, and a collection of audio cassettes, all well past their prime. locked. Encyclopedias. There's something quite quaint about seeing actual physical versions of these things, even if these ones have been totally destroyed by the damp. It's locked. God, I miss my bed. Not enough to climb into this thing, though. This can is covered in petrol and other gunk. There's no way I'm putting this in my bag, but I think I can carry it. It's either some sort of pump or a generator of some kind, I guess. It's still running, whatever it is. This looks like some sort of pressure equalizer. It's not turning on. Perhaps it's out of petrol? It's a pedalo boat. When I was a kid, I had a story about a man getting his arm broken by an angry swan, so I never went near the things. Dino Ventures. This was a popular tourist attraction in Summerford. Kids love dinosaurs, I guess. Even if they're just fiberglass models. It's locked.
Some people are falling ill. I suppose that's not unusual in flu season, but it's affecting a lot of the younger crowd. I've been moving around the village this week getting these deliveries out, and it feels like every other house I visit's got some list of complaints or health concerns. I'm not talking about the sniffles either. Seems like people keep forgetting things, or rather forgetting themselves. A bit like how my old mum was before she passed, but that was a slow change. This is getting much worse. Much faster.
Locked. A perfectly healthy plastic palm tree. An ancient skull of those once mighty beasts that roamed our lands. Who knew their skeletons were made out of paper mache? An old rotary telephone. Unfortunately, you can't use these to make calls anymore. Dinosaur fossils. Judging by the glass, I assume these are actually real. It hasn't stopped raining since I got here. It's almost peaceful once you're indoors. Oh, finally! You've arrived, dear. I feel like I've been waiting a very long time. I'm entirely unsure about your uniform, but needs must as the devil drives. Who are you? Oh, no time for that. My name is Cynthia, but you can call me Mrs. Perkins. We've got precious little time before the opening. The children are so very excited. Children? I don't see any children here. Have you seen anyone else come through here? Well, people aren't going to be traipsing around before we open. That wouldn't do. No, let's finish up the chores and then we'll worry about all that. Chores? The dinosaurs! Or more importantly, those new sound boxes we've had installed. Oh, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Go and find Edward, was it? Yes, the gardener. He'll help you get familiar with your duties. You'll need this key. Did Cynthia start this fire? It looks like someone tended to it recently. Oh, what is that thing? Some mess of flesh and what looks like flowers? Looks like it's breathing, whatever it is. I don't want to be around it for a second more than I have to.
Whatever those youngsters had last week, Sylvia's got it too. They're moving those still well enough to some camp at the school, but she doesn't want to go. She's been running that park for 20 years, and she's always run it sharp as a pin and regular as clockwork. These last few weeks, though, it's like she's become obsessed. She's been planning some grand reopening, but anyone with half a brain can see we're a long way out from anything like that. I woke up at 3 a.m. yesterday, and she wasn't in bed. I was mad with panic. Called up the neighbours, and we searched through the early hours. We found her at the tourist centre in the park, up on the second floor, just staring out across the fields. For one horrid second, I thought she was thinking about jumping. But when we got close, it was like the lights instantly came back on. She couldn't tell us why she was there or what she'd been doing. Should I start locking the bedroom door at night?
Everything set up? Oh, that's wonderful. I'll have to go and find the children when I'm done writing this month's newsletter. I don't suppose you know the scientific name for a foxglove, would you? No, I don't believe you would. Have you seen what it's like out there? Do you know a way off this island? Come now, dear. I know we've got a lot left to do, but if you get back to it and present a more positive attitude, I'm certain we can get everything finished in time. Why don't you go and see if Edward needs any more help?